nonsense is a part of our like brand, I feel.
Yeah.
We're going like a podcast about like a Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s, which is like 45% nonsense.
You know what? The idea of like just the way we act becoming a brand makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, I felt weird just saying it. Well, that's the time to go for a 90s Spider-Man show. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. As you can see, we're all very happy to be here this new year.
They can't see us.
They can't see us, but...
I have to keep telling you this. How many podcasts have we done? It's audio.
I'll get it eventually. First of all, Happy New Year to one and all. And secondly, this is a podcast about Spider-Man the Animated Series, which is what we usually do, but we're not doing it today, apparently. Jack's tried to explain it to me several times.
You sound pissed off. I made you not talk about Spider-Man.
I mean, you did. But no, like, Jack is...
true, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, like, Jack is gonna, like, he's explained it to me, and I was nodding, but I didn't really understand.
I'm sure everyone understands this apart from you.
I mean, we'll see.
I mean, they've just seen the title of the podcast and they understand it more than you.
Okay, fine. Well, if you want to, like, split hairs in that way, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, this episode, I figured we'd do a best of 2019. And not a best of our episodes of 2019, because...
That would be so, like, self-congratulatory. Like,
yeah.
How... I would just get so meta.
I feel like maybe I could do, like, the best of once we've done it.
Yeah.
Or something, maybe. But, yeah, it would be a bit wanky, to be honest.
Super wanky.
Yeah. But...
Like a two-man circle jerk. It would just be sad.
I mean, it already kind of is that, so let's not make it more sad. But instead, I thought we'd do a sort of 2019 roundup.
Yeah.
And, I mean... I feel like most of us, and I know definitely me and Henry, can agree that 2019 was garbage.
Just a flaming garbage fire.
Yeah, you know, just in terms of the state of things,
yeah,
it was the worst. But when things are that bad, you tend to turn to other things to help you through them, which means that there are some positives from 2019 because we can talk about some of the good things, the media that we like...
distracted ourselves from the flaming orphanage fire during a food poisoning epidemic.
Yeah, exactly.
That was 2019.
Yeah, so there's been some good movies, there's been some good TV, and then there's been a lot of just random stuff.
So does this have to be things that are 2019 only, or things that like we kind of, I don't know, I'm late to most things?
Yeah.
And that includes like most media, so there's been lots of things I've discovered this year.
Yeah,
and I've kind of like just, oh, this is from 24 years ago. Shit.
Yeah, I feel like we can catch up with that kind of stuff. I feel like the only rule is if it's like from like December 2018, then that's that weird spot.
Oh shit, that like, one mine actually was.
Actually, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's start with that one. What is it?
It's Blind Spotting.
Oh, Blind Spotting. Blind Spotting is great.
Blind Spotting is a fantastic movie. And like, it was one of those things where everyone kept telling me about it, and I was like, sure. And I just didn't get around to it until like, I was talking to a mutual friend of ours. And he was saying, yeah, you should watch Blind Spotting. And I was like, oh yeah, I would have wanted to watch that for the last like 11 and a half months. And then I did. So effectively about this guy who like watches like a black guy get shot by the cops. And it's just effectively like his PTSD with respect to that. And as well as that, just like an insight into how black people are perceived in modern America today.
Yeah. Because then he's on probation. Got a few days left. He can't step out of line. But then he's got a white best friend who is a very close friend, but at the same time there's things he can get away with because of his whiteness that Colin can't, and there's like they explore like a lot of these really heavy issues, but it's really fucking funny. For
the first like half of it, it's like an actual comedy, and there's a point where something happens, and from that point on it just like, first of all, it elevates it. It's like incredible status, but you're like, holy shit. Yeah. And then you're like almost exhausted by the end of it because there's just so much going on that's just so emotionally affecting.
Yeah, there was definitely like for me, I felt very like, when I was watching it, it was very much like, it felt like he was speaking to me, like as in our generation, our general age group. Yeah. It was speaking and making fun or exploring a lot of these issues that are very specific to our time, which was kind of really exciting about it. And it does I think it holds up on a rewatch, but that first time you watch it is really like electrifying. Yeah. So the first on our list of the best of 19
is from 2018.
It's the end of 2018 is a good start.
Yeah, like it's gonna get like worse. I don't think in terms of media consumed in 2019. I was gonna talk about Sorry to Bother You, but I didn't watch that in 2019, so I can't talk about it. Yeah.
Also, like if we we had to spend our entire episode specifically talking about 2018.
We could. There's a good.
Well, I feel like if we were, we'd have to go hard on that to the point.
It'd have to be a bit we did.
Yeah.
But no, so let's go back to 2019.
Well, I mean, I got a link from that because there's a movie that's superficially similar to Blind Spotting, one of my favorite movies of this year. Well, it's not this year anymore because it's 2020 now.
What would have been last year?
This is confusing.
Yeah.
Most people record this kind of stuff in 2019, put it out at the end of 2019, but we're recording it in January 2020, and it's going to go up
hopefully by the end of this month.
Hopefully by the end of this year. Who knows what's going to happen?
Let's do it in December 2020. Yeah. So yeah, what about the year before that? How great was that? Like,
God, whatever's going to be the most confusing.
Yeah.
But this year, or a few months back, really, there was a movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. And it was excellent, and it was dealing with a lot of these sort of similar issues of gentrification, which is covered in Blind Spotting to a degree.
It's like a subtext almost.
Yeah. Last Black Man in San Francisco, though...
San Francisco is like a big problem with gentrification, isn't it? Like,
yeah, and this is based on a real story of a guy called Jimmy Fails, who stars in the movie playing himself.
Sure.
Hasn't acted before, but somehow gave one of, if not the best male performance of 2019.
Yeah.
He's fucking great. Also, first-time director Joe Talbot, but somehow just this incredible directorial debut. Basically, Jimmy's family used to own this sort of beautiful house in San Francisco, but at a certain point in his past, like when he was a child, they ended up losing the house. And then now it's owned by different people, but Jimmy, the movie kind of like starts with him being caught by the current owners because he's like painting it, because he wants to make sure the house is kept. And they're not doing a good enough job, and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm making your house look better."
Yeah, you gotta take over your own fucking house.
But a lot of it is just him and his like friend, just sort of almost aimlessly going around San Francisco, and it's dealing with all these gentrification issues. But it's very funny and it's very poignant, and it's also not like the morals of it aren't that simple.
Okay.
Like it makes a point to like show the nuance of all this stuff. Like there's no real like evil intent in anything that's happening. It's just like a tragedy unfolding, and there's even a thing of like showing how in these certain areas of San Francisco all the black people were forced out over the years, but who were there before the black people? It was the Asian immigrants who were forced out during like wartime and went to internment camps, and so it's like it's a very complicated subject, but they kind of do it in a really kind of beautiful, interesting, funny way. It's not funny in the same way Blind Spotting is.
I didn't think it would be.
It's way more like an actual just like regular drama, but it's really fucking good. Blind Spotting is more like vibrant. It's worth saying about Blind Spotting, they will rap during it.
There's
and sometimes it's kind of like the characters are rapping, and sometimes it turns into like almost like a music video for a second, and it kind of goes in and out of that.
It took me a while to kind of like not adapt to it, but kind of go like, ooh, does this work?
Yeah.
And then it pays off really, really well at the end, and you're like, oh, that's why they're doing this.
Yeah, it's because Daveed Diggs is the best.
Yeah. And you got next to him, you got like Macklemore Light or whatever, and it's just... He was really good in the movie, but he just reminded me a lot of Macklemore the whole way through.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Macklemore.
That's like a 2013 podcast. So, one thing we both saw, which was like... Actually, we've done like a little bit of a podcast on it before, was Avengers Endgame. And I think it may be a bit of a stretch to call it like one of 2019's best, but it was one of those like... movie is one of those events which may never be repeated in the same way again.
Yeah.
And I think it deserves to be talked about.
Yeah, it's definitely a significant movie. For me, I think the fact that it didn't live up to what I wanted it to be has like made it kind of significant in a different way. For me, it's almost like the MCU bubble like bursting. It's become this gargantuan thing, and then it's crumbled under the weight of itself, and it didn't quite work. And now it's kind of a precursor of all the problems that I have in Endgame, I think, are gonna kind of come up again. And then we've just recently had news that Scott Derrickson has left over creative differences on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which was like the thing I was most excited about in Phase 4. So
yeah, we had a whole like podcast about that.
Yeah, and then Black Widow I was kind of semi-excited for, and then the trailer came out and I wasn't that into it.
I got like a big meh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm starting to like wane a bit, and I think Endgame for me is kind of like a subject which doesn't inspire much enthusiasm from me anymore.
I understand your lack of enthusiasm about the movie, but I think that like if you told me this is where it was gonna go 5 years from now, I'd be like, shut your mouth, they can't pull that off.
Yeah.
And you can't, like, I think we've been spoiled to an extent where, like, you think about how many fucking studios have tried to make cinematic universes and how none of them have come even close to what Marvel have been doing. I don't think Endgame was perfect, but I don't think it needed to be.
For me, I think you could see it from 2 points of view. I feel like in terms of the content we're getting, like the subject and the spectacle and all that stuff, like we're spoiled, but in that trade-off we've lost what we were being spoiled at maybe before, which was like this actual like good storytelling and good character focus that I think the MCU sort of like had good foundations with, and I feel like their success is I'm not going to do a Bane voice, but success has defeated them.
Victory has defeated.
Oh, it's victory, isn't it? Yeah.
Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you.
Yeah, so I think there's that element of that. And I feel slightly relieved when I see people who didn't like Endgame, but like maybe liked other Marvel movies, and they're kind of like, oh, it didn't quite work for me. And I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one then. Because when it first came out, it was a huge bummer for me, mostly because everyone was losing their minds over how good it was, and I was kind of like, it doesn't quite feel right to me. In retrospect, I just think it's not that great.
I think it's a popcorn film at like its most like popcorny.
5 bags of popcorn.
I would say 6.
Oh, 6 bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But I feel like even on a popcorn level, it didn't quite land for me in that same way. I wasn't expecting it to be like super deep or anything like that, you know?
But we got such a good story in Infinity War, and it just felt like an overly long epilogue to that story.
I feel like it spent too much of its runtime trying to surprise and subvert expectations and sacrificing things in the meantime. And I also think that, for me, it's kind of made me reevaluate the Russo brothers as directors, because there's things about them I like, but also there's a lot of, just as filmmakers, when I'm watching Endgame, I don't think it's well directed, and I'm not, and I like the stuff I like about Infinity War, but I don't think that comes from the direction.
Do you think like more in the script? I think, well, actually, I kind of agree with you on the back half of Endgame, but I feel the first half, before the time heist begins,
I
actually really love that part of the movie.
I think, to be honest, it would be a lot easier for me if it was more straightforward, like, this whole movie didn't work for me or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like a hodgepodge of things I really liked and things that I didn't like. Like almost like they got 2 good movies and mashed them together to the point that they lost a lot of the goodness.
It was like reverse synergy.
It's kind of complicated because like there are certain points, you know, when something happens in a movie and you almost come out of the movie for a second, you're just like, isn't this just great that this is happening?
Yeah.
Like when I had this thing when they're like, oh, we have to go get Thor, and then it cuts to like, was Thor, it like Hulk and Rocket? Is it in the back of the truck?
Yeah.
And they're like driving down to like the new
Asgard, yeah.
And I was just like, what a nice little progression to this. What great world building, and like we're all going on this kind of almost like a mirror to the original Avengers of bringing them together, and it's like, where are they all now? And it was just like this kind of, it felt really fresh, and I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. And then there was other points when it felt like the opposite of that, where it was just
like aggressive spectacle.
Yeah, or just like, we're just doing this because it's cool, or because
fan service.
Fan service, or like trying to surprise people, even if like it doesn't make sense for a character to do that. Or and I was definitely put off by Tony Stark doing a speech at the end, which was just very transparently then patting themselves on the back for
pulling
it off. And I think that's a bit cringy anyway, but the fact that they did it on top of a movie that I wasn't 100% into made that moment so much worse.
Because like the first Avengers is full of meta commentary.
Yeah.
About like, there's no way you can put these people together and make this all work. And like the fact that it works kind of makes the movie better. But I think that's the point with like that movie, Avengers is probably the best of the MC movies, like full stop.
Yeah.
And if Endgame was a better movie, I think you could have gotten away with it.
Yeah. I don't know if I have that much to say about Endgame anymore. I feel like I should have more to say about it, which is part of the confusion of it, because I just don't think...
I don't think people are going to remember it. Like, people forget it's the highest grossing movie of all time at this moment in time. And we won't talk about it.
It feels like more forgettable than Infinity War.
Yeah, it definitely is more forgettable. In the same way that Avatar was for what, like, at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It was up until Endgame came out. It was the highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah, I guess so.
But no one can tell you the plot of Avatar, and I think it's one of those things where like
it's Pocahontas.
Yeah, people say that, but they can't tell you the actual what happens in Avatar. This is where people flocks to it.
I can tell you what happens in Avatar. There's a bit where the bad guy has a giant robot mech suit, and the giant robot mech suit pulls out a knife out of its knife holster, and it has a giant combat knife. And not like a knife that comes out of the arm, like an
actual giant robot combat knife.
They built a giant knife and put it in a giant knife holder on the leg of the robot so that it could pull it out and then chuck it hand to hand and do like flicky things like it was in a regular knife fight but as a robot.
Like, think about how many engineers died putting that together for no reason.
It's just the funniest stupid shit in the world.
Yeah. And that's the highest grossing movie of all time.
That movie's like 8 hours long and I can't remember anything that happens.
Neither can I. Like, I remember seeing it and being really excited, but I don't really remember what happens in it.
Yeah. I know that it's one of the many instances of Zoe Saldana being a different colour.
Yeah. She's like the weirdest self-hating black woman out there. And it's got like
no
fucking...
comment.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm going to stay away from this.
Yeah, and you've got like the most like nothing burger of an actor and...
Jai Courtney.
Like, discount Jai Courtney.
Is it not? Oh, it's Sam Worthington.
That motherfucker. Like, everything he's in, I'm like, you might as well just have like a mannequin.
I've never watched a Sam Worthington or Jai Courtney movie where I've known which one it is, apart from Suicide Squad.
I remember he's in Terminator Salvation as well, isn't he? And he's fucking bad.
That's the thing. There's 2 Terminator movies, and one has Sam Worthington and one has Jai Courtney.
Oh shit! No, you're right.
Jai Courtney's in one of the new ones, which I haven't seen.
Oh, you're right. That is
Sam Worthington is a robot man
in Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, in the one where Christian Bale went nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what a waste of movies to go nuts on, you know.
Anyway, just in case everyone was wondering, this is our best of 2019, in which we discuss the Terminator sequels and...
Yeah.
It's actually a Terminator movie came out in 2019.
It was not part of the best of 2019.
No, we didn't see it. But we'll talk about the ones that came out in like 2011 or whatever.
2009.
Yeah.
Okay, so from this year, what else have we seen?
I got like a long list here. And
you might want to go because
I'm just going to skip a lot of them because I wrote some down because I was like, I'll skip over them if we ain't got time. But we're talking a lot of shit about a lot of nonsense, so...
I mean, like, this is that 90s Spider-Man show. That's like our sub-tagline.
Okay, right. I tell you what, if Avengers was the most ambitious crossover of all time of superheroes, then at the end of the year we got the most ambitious crossover of indie darling actors in Little Women, which I thought would be fine, because Greta Gerwig, who did Lady Bird,
Yeah.
I think she's a decent director.
You got
She's a good
Florence
writer.
Pugh, you've got fucking Chalamet, who's great and everything.
Yeah, you got Timothy Chalamet, you got Saoirse Ronan. Yeah, just everyone's in this movie. And
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson's in it, and Chris Cooper, the Green Goblin himself.
Yeah, of course.
Best known for playing the Green
Goblin
Goblin.
for 4.5 minutes.
Yep. And Laura Dern.
Laura
and
Dern.
very distractingly, Bob Odenkirk turns up at one point. I saw someone post this online. It's a really good point, but he turns up, and at the point he's wearing like the army uniform of that time, and they're like, do not put Bob Odenkirk in an outfit because it makes it look like an episode of Mr. Show. You know, and it is true. Because he turns up, and I think he's a great actor, but as soon as he turned up, I was like, I can't take the scene seriously anymore.
Yeah, I can't take. Well, he's an excellent actor, but you can't take him seriously. Even in like something like I saw The Post, and he's great in The Post as well. But
I don't know, isn't it?
yeah, he's one of the journalists. It's like he's really good, but it's like so like transparently Bob Odenkirk. You can't really dig it. You know what I mean?
Little Women came out on like Boxing Day or whatever, but
Yeah.
it was like a late entry, but like it's proper in my top 5 of the year. It's really fucking good, and it's kind of like a sort of genre which I'm not really interested in.
Like period dramas.
Yeah, and it kind of like a romance. It's never been something I've been kind of interested in, but everyone in it is just so fucking good, especially Timothy Chalamet and Florence Pugh. Also, Florence Pugh was also in another one of my top 5 movies this year, which was Midsommar. Which...
It's like The Wicker Man, but good.
Yeah, well, the original Wicker Man's good.
True.
Yeah. I haven't seen the Nick Cage Wicker Man.
I think that's like definitely like a drunk show we have to do.
Yeah, but this one is just great. It's very simple, and it's like one of those movies where you kind of know exactly what's going to happen for the most part, but the writing is just so good, and the acting is so good. The cast is really good as well. They got Jack Rayner, who's in like loads of random like small roles, but I really like him. He was in this really good movie called What Richard Did, which was made by the guy who did Room.
Not Tommy Wiseau.
No, not Tommy Wiseau. The other Room.
Oh, just Room, not The Room.
Yeah, no, the Brie Larson Oscar.
Oh.
But anyway,
okay.
that director made a movie. Oh, Jesus Christ. That director
Sorry, guy, Jack's hitting puberty over here.
made a movie called What Richard Did with Jack Rayner. Jack Rayner's great in it. He's in this. He's great in this, playing like just a dirtbag boyfriend, basically.
Excellent.
Florence Pugh is amazing. It's got Will Poulter, you know him?
Oh, weird looking puppet dude. He's also
Puppet dude?
He looks a bit like a puppet. He looks like an evil puppet coming to life.
I mean...
He's in Detroit, right?
Yeah, he's in Detroit. He's great in Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't...
He looks like a weird puppet man.
Yeah, you're kind of right. I don't know why. It's like when people say that kid Josh Hutcherson looks like Squirtle.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, I mean, he doesn't look like a turtle, but when you look at those photos side by side, he looks like a little cartoon water turtle.
Yeah. You can't argue with it. But no,
yeah.
like Will Poulter, like you could play like, do you know those Goosebumps movies? Like you could play like Slappy from one of those.
Oh, the ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah.
That shit, like whatever that original episode, that fucking scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Puppets are just generally terrifying.
Yeah, that really freaked me out as a kid. It's scarier than the ventriloquist dummy episode of Buffy, for some reason.
Shit, really.
Yeah, but anyway. Also, it's got William Jackson Harper in it.
Chidi from Good Place.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all just, like, so good in it. And it's a really interesting movie about, like, relationships and grief and all this stuff. And moving on from that, we also got one which I know you saw, which is Knives Out.
Love Knives Out, yeah.
Yep.
I think it's one of the best casts of the year.
Uh-huh.
And you look through this entire cast, not everyone gets a chance to actually, like, shine, but they all, like, whenever there's screen time they have, they fucking nail it. And you just... This family is so shitty and lived in, you're like, I know a family like this, and fuck them, but also they're great.
It's just so entertaining, but it's got, like, a message to it, I feel. Like, there's politics to the movie, but it's not, like, beating you over the head with it.
No, it's definitely about something. It's like a metaphor for, like, immigration.
Even when they, like, the family themselves, like, They could have made it just so that this very like right-wing Trump supporting family. And they could have gone hard on that stuff, but instead they even kind of like had them have arguments between themselves like that at the party, and the actual family are arguing between themselves about politics, and they're on different sides, and some of them are more left-wing.
Yeah.
But the point is that they're all hypocrites.
Yeah.
And it's kind of getting to the root of what the movie's saying about things. But beyond all that subtext stuff, it's just like funny and entertaining. And
it has twists and turns, and like I was going into the last 20 minutes, I'm like, I don't know where this is going.
I feel like everyone I know who's seen this is just coming back, like really enjoying it, you know?
Yeah. It's like Ryan Johnson at his best. Mm-hmm. We can talk about The Last Jedi at another point, but I feel like...
If we talk about Last Jedi during our best of 2019, I will blow my brains out. And I like The Last Jedi, and I still just don't want to talk about it anymore.
We're going to have to talk about Star Wars at some point.
Let's just talk about Star Wars now, fuck it.
Okay, Rise of Skywalker. This is no longer the best Star Wars, people.
Yeah.
Fuck Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Like...
I didn't see it.
Yeah, so you're good.
Just say there's no spoilers, because
Okay, so...
In general, let's do no spoilers.
Okay.
Just in case people... Wow, I guess if people care about Star Wars spoilers, they would have seen it. I think I'm an outlier.
I feel like you dodged a bullet. But what I will say is that you know a good Star Wars film by like how like expository like the opening crawl is. And this is just plot shit that happened off screen. There's 3 paragraphs. They all give you like information that you didn't know going into the film. And it wasn't in The Last Jedi. By the end of the crawl, I was like, fuck this movie.
Why didn't they just like go, fuck it, we're doing an episode 10, and then just, if they wanted to course correct so much and they wanted to change so much, why not just like, why did it have to be a trilogy?
I think everything has to be a trilogy now, and that's just like a different issue of just people
But people would pay to see it. And if this was bad, but there was going to be an immediate follow-up, people would be more forgiving of it. So even from like just a money point of view, like why not? And also, Roman numeral, an X looks cool.
Is it X?
Yeah, just ask Jason.
Yeah.
It worked for Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Why not whoever the Lego people in this movie?
Oh my god, I wish Lego people.
Yeah.
But no, like. The thing with the movie is that it's spending 70% of its runtime trying to apologize for The Last Jedi.
Right.
And the other 30% is fan service and exposition screamed out.
And I guess if you're someone who didn't like The Last Jedi, you were like, I want to move on to something new rather than just trying to fix it for the whole movie. And if you liked The Last Jedi, you were like, why are you apologizing? I liked it.
Yeah.
So everyone loses?
Everyone loses, apart from like the people who couldn't be pleased in the first place. It's the nice guy of movies.
The nice guy TM of
nice guy TM of movies, yeah. You know, in the sense that, like, it's really insecure about what it is, and it spends its time, rather than trying to, like, get you to like it, it spends all its time trying to tell you, like, things that you think you want to hear.
Right.
So, the big twist at the end, which I'm not going to reveal, is fucking dumb. But it's the kind of thing that, like... people on Reddit for everyone kind of saying, I'm like, wouldn't this be cool if it happened?
Yeah.
And
then you're glad when those things don't happen.
Yeah, because they're like, that would have been fucking stupid. I'm glad they didn't go for that. But they did.
Yeah.
And like, by this point, Carrie Fisher's have been dead for 4 years. And every time you're on screen, you're like, just let her die. For the love of God, let her die.
I saw something online where they just like reused a shot from Last Jedi, but then just put different dialogue over it.
Yeah. It's depressing. And that's not if they're not...
It's a weird situation to be in, though. Do you think it would have been better if they just, like, at the start, they were like, so Leia died off screen?
People would have complained, but honestly, like, they should have killed her in The Last Jedi. That's my feeling.
Was it too late at that point to, like, to change The Last Jedi?
Well, she died in 2016, right? Well, no, like, late 2016, I guess.
I didn't realise it was a whole year before The Last Jedi.
It was a whole year before The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay.
There was time for them to reshoot things, I'm assuming.
I guess quite a lot of the ending of The Last Jedi kind of required her to be there.
I don't know.
One of the problems is that this trilogy was so beholden to the original movies, plot-wise.
Well, what plot? There was no plot in the last...
Well, you know what I mean? Like, it's obsessed with the iconography of Star Wars and what the things that people attach themselves to, but not like what those movies were kind of about.
It's constantly reminding you of better movies.
Like you would think that like maybe The Force Awakens would be like sort of issuing in this new Star Wars universe, maybe using people like Han Solo and Leia, and then you're like, okay, well, kind of some of those pieces are off the board, and then we got sort of like a Luke is kind of the Yoda in the second one. That kind of works, but then it seems like they just kept running with that.
Yeah, they kind of just bring in Billy D. Williams instead. Man, it made me upset that Lando was in this movie. Do you know how every Star Wars film has the line, "I've got a bad feeling about this"? It's Lando who delivers it, and it makes no sense in context. You're like, I actually went like, fuck off in the cinema. I was like, this is the Star Wars film we deserve.
On that note, I'm going to move on because, again, best of 2019, we're talking about 2018 movies, and we're talking about worst movies of 2019.
I take home that 2019 sucked. Oh, I do actually have a good one from 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Which was Jordan Peele's Us.
Oh, yeah. I don't have a huge amount to say about Us other than it was great. And actually, I tell you what, I do have something to say, but I won't say on this podcast, but I'll link in the description below this episode. I wrote about Us for Film Inquiry earlier this year, where I wrote about Us and the horrors of privilege. It definitely delves into a lot of that kind of stuff, and you can read more about my thoughts on it there. But why were you so into Us?
Well, it was one of those things where, like, obviously I've seen Get Out, and I love Get Out, but you were kind of seeing how Jordan Peele would kind of take this idea and run with it. As a caveat, I think that if we're talking like a script, I think Get Out has a tighter script.
I think Get Out is, on rewatch, as solid as a movie can be.
It's tight. And Us is less that, but I think like the ideas behind it, like it's a more ambitious film. And like some of those things come off, some of the things don't come off, and like you can tell the kind of script it is that like there are things you notice, like going back on rewatch and going, oh shit, I didn't realise that. And I think it's doing a lot more, and it doesn't always like stick the landing, but I think it deserves a lot of credit for being able to like take those leaps and wobble, but like mostly kind of
I think that's a really good way of putting it. I think this is a very ambitious movie.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets away from itself. I'm all for like watching movies like in a like, you know, metaphorical way, but there's like quite a lot of questions that are raised in this that aren't interesting, but just mechanical questions that you're wondering as you watch it, and sometimes that detracts from it slightly. I don't think it's like
starts overthinking. You're like, this doesn't make sense sometimes.
It's definitely like watching someone do like jump up and do 10 backflips in the air and then land and kind of stumble, and you're kind of like, well, I mean, he didn't land it, but
10 backflips is all backflips.
Yeah, I'm glad someone's trying this. Yeah, you know, because
it's the opposite of the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
it's
safe.
It's
right?
safe. It's Rise of Skywalker was super safe. It's like, look how like much you like me, guys. That thing you don't like, I'm not doing that anymore. I can change it, baby. And it's so unsure of itself that you're just like, let's just be friends, Rise of Skywalker. But that you look at us, you're like, I gotta do 10 backflips. I'm gonna fuck that movie.
Yeah.
That movie's doing something.
Right.
So in like movies I would fuck, Us is top of that movie.
And Lupita Nyong'o is great in it.
Like her too.
Jesus
We're gonna
Christ.
cut that.
God. Aside from that element of her, she's very great.
I put 5 on that.
That's good. It's back in. We put it back in the podcast because of that line. But her performance is so good, so varied, and to the point where it's almost like there's 2 different actors on set.
Winston, not Churchill, Duke. Yeah.
Winston Churchill.
Oh, he's great in Black Panther.
Yeah, weird pairing to have him married to Lupita Nyong'o, but what you can do.
I mean, it works. I mean, they're very convincing on screen. But no, like, he surprised me actually, because I knew him obviously just from Black Panther.
Yeah.
And he came in as a completely different character. He makes you laugh on the screen. He's just like a very like, I know like most people say like, yeah, like acting is about doing different ranges, but some people can't like.
Some people are good at doing variations of the same thing.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is he good?
We could talk about how good Ryan Reynolds is for ages.
No, what we already talked about was the MCU Phase 4 podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's if you want to hear a shit on him, then you go to that one.
The point is that
he's good.
He's excellent. He's great.
Also, Tim Heidecker's in this movie.
I forget that's Tim Heidecker.
More Tim Heidecker in movies, please, because I just love seeing it. He's a legit good actor.
He's an excellent actor.
And also, I'm just a little bit obsessed with him at the moment.
Yeah. Jack's been watching a lot on cinema on YouTube.
I'm just watching Tim Heidecker content every single day. And
literally.
And it's just a lot for my brain, but I want more. So Jordan Peele. Put more
Tim Heidecker.
But yeah, Us, I don't think it's like a perfect movie in the same way that like Get Out was, but I really like that he has the freedom to do this weird shit, and I would happily watch a bad movie that was as ambitious as this than like all these like
paint by numbers, like crowd pleasing fans.
Yeah, or see something that's like quite good, but I've seen it a lot before.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the same thing with Knives Out as well. It's just like seeing these kind of mid-budget, interesting visions on screen is just like so much better than watching just infinite low-budget indie movies, Oscar bait, and then blockbusters, and those being the only like 3 levels.
Is it something with actual artistic merit?
I don't know, just something interesting about it.
Someone's having fun with it. And trying to like do something.
And on that note, Parasite.
I've not seen Parasite, but apparently it's fucking incredible.
Well, technically, it's not even a 2019 movie for us because Parasite isn't out in the UK until like February.
There's so many films like come out the late like end of last year that I was like, I really want to see this. Like Parasite, like Uncut Gems, I'm like fucking digging.
Uncut Gems came out like 2 days ago here.
Shit, okay.
Yeah, we get like a lot of delays on random stuff.
Like, I'm sorry to bother you, it took forever to come out here.
Yeah. Either way, Parasite is great. Everyone hyped it up, and it's worth the hype. And it's also, like Us, it's another one of these like movies that's like kind of like wrestling with like privilege and
like wealth
and class and all these kind of interesting stuff that people are kind of discussing outside of the movies and now happening in some of these like really interesting movies.
I think that's like a common thread through all the best movies of this year,
including Hustlers. I've
heard good things. It's like Goodfellas with strippers, right?
Yeah, it's really good. It kind of reminds me of Us in a way that like it's the same thing of like I'm really into what this movie's doing and it doesn't quite come together for me at the end.
Yeah.
But it's still like really interesting, really well acted and really well written, and it's very much a eat the rich kind of movie, which I wasn't really expecting. I thought it was going to be more like about like female relationships and that kind of connection, and it does have that, but it's definitely way more about the economic crisis and how that affects the poor people the most.
Yeah.
And how they're kind of almost getting some kind of retroactive like revenge on the wealthy men who sort of, you know, culpable for all this stuff. Again, there's a lot of big ideas, but it's just like really funny and just get a good crowd in the cinema, and it was just like a really good time.
Excellent.
So that's another one along that vein.
Did it remind you of that Steve McQueen movie, which I wanted to see but didn't, where like Viola Davis bangs Liam Neeson?
Widows.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how you would describe that movie. It's a movie about her having sex with Liam Neeson.
It's like the striking thing about it, because I'm like, I never like could picture them together, and I was like, holy shit, that kind of works.
It is like a thing where you, in the movie, because I didn't know he was in it, and then I'll watch it and you're like, oh, Liam Neeson's in this and he's making out with Viola Davis.
He's really going for it as well.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this works. But Widows was great. It was one of my favourite movies of last year.
Was that last year?
Yeah, that was 2018.
I have no concept of time.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like maybe December or something, so it was late. It's kind of a moot point, but The Irishman is good.
3.5 hour runtime. I don't watch movies above 3 hours long.
Just, it's very like, it's kind of got like an episodic quality to it. I enjoyed it enough that I was going to slowly watch it over one day, but I ended up just sitting down watching the whole thing in a row.
Shit.
So it's that good, but you can just sort of pause it and come back to it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like anything, it's better if you kind of watch it in the same session, but like I think if you, in an afternoon, you watched it and you kind of like stopped to like, you know, go make some food or like whatever, then it's not going to make a huge difference, but it's just really good. Martin Scorsese making another gangster movie is always going to be like...
It's just some of the good fellas or whatever.
Yeah, and it's going to... You kind of expect that he's going to be proficient at it, but you're kind of like, why is he going back to this well when he kind of made such a definitive movie on it? Like, what's the new thing to say? And he definitely has some new things to say here. It's very, like, sobering, like, not glamorous whatsoever look on what living a life of violence actually does to you and the people around you, and how the kind of ideas of honor in those circles are kind of just bullshit. It's kind of very like Sopranos.
I was gonna say, like, does it remind you of the Sopranos a bit?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I love the Sopranos so much that I watch everything, and I'm like, it's like the Sopranos, but not as good.
which is no shame, honestly.
Yeah,
not many things are as good as the Sopranos.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch Rise of Skywalker, because I saw the trailer and I was like, it doesn't look as good as the Sopranos. Henry saw it and I said, was it as good as the Sopranos? And he said no. So I didn't watch it.
That's fair.
Yes, it's a really hard barometer to meet.
I mean, like, a lot of things were, like, not as good as The Sopranos, but there was some really good TV this year. First of all, let's start with Watchmen, which was fucking great.
Yeah. I really did not think it was going to be good.
I was really bummed out they were doing, like, another, like, season
of,
like...
Leave
Watchmen alone. We know it's unfilmable.
Leave Alan Moore alone.
Like, that motherfucker does not need more, like, screen time.
Yeah.
Don't give him airtime.
That guy, he's just... You're just proving him right, you know. And I never read those... they did those spin-off Watchmen comics that I never read, and I heard they were pretty bad, and I thought, there's no way you can do this. But I was kind of relieved in a way that they were...
They kind of didn't, like... They referred to the source material, but they were very quick to kind of go, like... They kind of continued it without, like... In the same way that Rise of Skywalker just did the same thing again. They were very quick in Watchmen to go, like, well, this happened. We're going to treat this as canon, but this takes place in a different universe. It's 30 years in the future. There's tenuous links, but it's a completely different movie.
And there's also, like, for me, what I think a lot of continuations and revivals and stuff, like the new Star Wars movies, kind of forget is to focus on the underlying themes and what the original property was about, rather than just, like, the surface stuff. I mean, there are, like, you know, you do get elements of that original story coming back, but they're asking similar questions that the original graphic novel asked, but like reframing it as like, what does this mean in 2019? And mixing in a lot of like really like thorny 2019 topics in a way that, as I was watching it, I was like enjoying it and like excited by the fact they were talking about it, and like was kind of like, well, this is kind of ballsy. But at the same time, I was kind of scared watching it, because I was like, surely at some point you're going to fuck this up.
Yeah, got Damon Lindelof talking about, like, black issues throughout, like, the century, and you're like, I love it, I love your energy, but I'm like, please make sure you say this in the right way, because this could be misconstrued really easily.
Especially when they do stuff like, I think it might even be in, like, one of the first scenes where you got a black cop approaching a white guy in a car in a kind of threatening way, and then he's asking his police chief for permission to release his gun.
Yeah.
Because he's not allowed to, like, even hold the gun without explicit permission that it's a threat. And you're like, I mean, it is a TV show that kind of starts with, like, this is the future that liberals want, and then shows it to not be a good thing. And you're like, this is such a complicated thing to come at politically.
Yeah.
But it still manages to sort of weave in and out of these really complicated issues, and also like deliver like a compelling narrative as well.
Very compelling narrative.
So I think it's really hard to like talk about that stuff and not just like get bogged down in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of credit for like subverting the superhero like angle, because in 2019 superheroes have been done to death, and even like subversions and like takes on superheroes have been done to death, and it still found like a refreshing way of like approaching the superhero question.
An interesting side note to that is that you got The Boys this year.
Yeah, The Boys was good.
You saw The Boys?
No, but I've heard good things.
See, that's the thing. I like The Boys a lot. I'm going to watch the second season. Really enjoyed it, even though it on the surface looked like something I wouldn't, because I'm not really into that kind of... There's a lot of graphic novels out there which is like, what if superheroes but super dark and edgy, and everyone's having sex and their heads are exploding.
It's what people think Watchmen is.
Yeah, and I worried that it was going to be kind of that as a show, but it kind of did it really well. But one thing I will say though is that whereas The Boys, I think, is a very entertaining show. Watchmen feels like way more fresh, because The Boys is kind of, as much as they've updated the original graphic novel, the original comic series, it is also like they're kind of updating an oldish satire, like a 2000s dark look at what like a DC universe would actually be like. Whereas Watchmen feels like someone coming in and be like, yeah, let's talk specifically about the state of the world today.
Yeah, and how like our inclinations towards like powerful individuals is ingrained in all of us.
Yeah, and it also like weaves in like actual original Watchmen characters in a way that
they feel natural to like the progression of also the ending of like the last movie, and like how that movie ends. There's like a couple of characters you're like, this is a direct result of what happened at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
And as well as that, there's some characters you think like, oh, this kind of shit would have happened all the time. Like Lube Man, for example, something that like...
where's Lube Man? Let's find out where Lube Man is, season 2.
We definitely know what Lube is.
This is the other thing about Watchmen. It reminds me a lot of Westworld season 1. Did you ever watch Westworld?
It's on my list.
That first season does something very similar to this, in which it's, taking an old property, but then like doing a sort of remix of it, and then asking a lot of big questions, and then ending in an ambiguous way. And we won't get into like the specifics of either of those. Those are spoilers, but I remember when Westworld ended, and I was like, wow, they definitely end on a what could happen next sort of way. But I remember being like thematically and just like on level of catharsis, I was like, wow, what a great end to a show.
Yeah.
And then they announced they were going to do season 2, and I was like, oh, and then I was like, well, of course they are, because it was so popular and it was kind of open-ended. But I was like, no, I'm okay. And then I never watched the second season, never had any compulsion.
Like FOMO.
Yeah, because I was just like, and then I heard a lot of people were unhappy with it. I knew some people who liked it, but I got everything I wanted from that first season. And having that bit with Watchmen here where...
If they end it now, you'd be like, that's good.
Yeah, and I'm curious what will happen next, but I'd rather be left with those questions rather than potentially come back in and ruin it, because they did something kind of that felt kind of impossible. They made it really good, so...
Yeah, good for them. But one thing as well as that is like, as well as like introducing new characters, they kind of maybe like characters which I truthfully did not like. All the original returning cast, so that's not returning cast, returning characters. Mm-hmm. So Ozymandias, played by Jeremy Irons. I don't know what the fuck accent he was doing through that entire show, but I was digging the whole thing.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons
is
great.
He's great.
As an actor, not as a person.
Garbage person. But same with
Oh, he's not going to come on this show now.
Oh shit. Laurie is also excellent.
Jean Smart, is it?
Jean Smart, yeah.
Yeah, she's really good, and it's like a very... Yeah. You kind of see her, and she's so much different to how Laurie is in the original story.
But it's a natural progression.
And it feels like it makes sense.
Yeah.
And you get these like snippets of the effect on those people, but at the same time it's like, I mean, you don't get everyone. And maybe that, again, leaves it open for the second season. And I think I would be too tempted to ignore it. I would end up watching it, but I'd be a little bit worried that it wouldn't make it work in the same way that this does.
I want to talk about not one season of it, but like one episode of Black Mirror.
Shit, I haven't watched Black Mirror in so long now.
Like the last season.
Is that this year?
That was this. I think. It must have been this year.
At this point, I think I've only watched half of it. Like the whole show. I mean,
like I think for the most part, like you're good. Like one of there's 3 episodes, 2 or 3 episodes. One of them is good, but the one that is good is excellent. And I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's about like this virtual reality game.
Anything to do with virtual fucking with your sense of reality scares the shit out of me.
It's actually kind of almost sweet. So it's got like Yahya Abdul Mateen, who is, for reference, Black Manta in Aquaman.
Yeah.
He's him with Anthony Mackie, from not Captain Falcon. Falcon from Captain America.
I'd watch that. Can you imagine him? He could do the show me your moves like pretty definitely.
Well. Yes. Fucking punch. But yeah, he's they're these 2 best friends in this like virtual reality like fighting game.
Right.
And I'm not gonna I'm gonna spoil it a little bit, but like it kind of like goes into like their relationship as friends, and there's maybe more than that.
Okay.
It's kind of done like the Black Mirror way of like being boosted in technology, and it kind of raises really interesting questions.
So it's like a Black Mirror episode that isn't about how the world is garbage.
No.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's actually
because it actually like I stopped watching Black Mirror because it wore me out. Like
It's depressing.
Every episode of Black Mirror that I've seen has depressed me so much that I've actually become like almost like scared of watching another episode. But after a while, I was like, for my mental wellness, I'm just gonna stop watching.
Yeah, and like sometimes like it makes sense to have the end on a downer, but there becomes a point where it's just like, how can we find a way to make this sad, and it just becomes kind of gratuitous. And this latest season of Black Mirror isn't great. I'm not gonna lie, like the third one with Miley Cyrus, I like it has good moments, but I don't really like it. And the second one is a nothing burger of an episode. But that first episode is fantastic, and I recommend that one and none other. Going on to other technologically based TV shows, I want to give a little shout out to like the last season of Mr. Robot.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
I never watched it, but heard
Like,
good things.
It's fucking fantastic. A bit like us and a bit like lots of movies this year. Mr. Robot's a lot about the world we live in and why the way it is. It kind of goes into what would happen if there was a revolution and like how that kind of devolves over time. But there's also a lot about like your past and your traumas and stuff like that. And the last season it sticks to landing, you know? Like you have this character who, in Rami Malek, you kind of followed through this entire kind of sequence, and it's giving you twists and turns and that kind of thing. But this last season is about like him taking to a breaking point and then like finding him a kind of satisfying conclusion. I think you should watch it. I think you'd really like it. And
I'm so bad at watching TV.
Yeah,
but I'll try.
Yeah,
I'll try
watch the first season, because like the first season's like fucking fantastic. But I think the last season, like by like the third last episode, I was just like gripped. And yeah, Mr. Robot season 4. And I had another one. Did I have another one? I don't know if this was this year.
Well, I can tell you two that I know that you've seen.
Yeah.
Which is I Think You Should Leave. That was this year.
That was this year?
Yeah, I completely forgot about that until I saw it earlier. I don't really have much to say about that, but I feel like watch one episode of this sketch show. What's the name? Tim something?
Tim Robinson?
I was going to say Tim Robbins.
It's close, something like that, yeah.
Anyway.
It's a very specific sense of humour.
Yeah, you watch that first episode, you're either going to like it or you're not. Like,
you're going to hate it or you're going to love it.
I know people who watched it and were like, I did not laugh once, and you're like, yep, not for you. It's such a specific style of stupid humour that it just... I might do a rewatch, actually, because sometimes I just think of one sketch and I just start laughing.
Yeah.
Just when I'm like on the bus.
I kind of want to talk about the sketches, like my favourite sketch in it, which is probably the hot dog one.
Very memeable show as
It's super memeable. A lot of the sketches kind of revolve on like...
It's like taking one
concept
way too far.
Way too far. Like, to the point where like everyone's like, just leave it alone. Like that the concept's done. And then Tim Robinson's like, no, it's not done.
Yeah, and he just keeps going, and it's just...
And then that kind of like gap between like flogging a dead horse to like somehow going full circle, making it funny again.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I feel like there's a couple of sketches in it that I didn't find as funny, but they weren't. It's such a higher hit rate than I normally get with sketch shows. Because I love like things like
Key and Peele, for example.
Key and Peele, or like Mr. Sher and stuff like that. But there's always like a few sketches where I'm like, oh, this is not that great. It's definitely a show that I think resists description.
Yeah. I couldn't explain it to you, even if... I'm trying and I can't explain it to you.
Also, on the sort of kind of comedic spectrum is Bojack Horseman season 6?
6, part 1. It was talking like shows of the decade. It's right up there.
Yeah.
It's... I know a lot of people who have gone like, oh, no, that show wasn't very good because they watched the first half of season 1. And my recommendation to you, if you're one of those people, is watch the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Trust us on this.
And just, it never clicked for me until season 2. But then when I've gone back and watched season 1, I've now loved that. I've actually gone back and rewatched this show like 4 times now. There's a lot going on. It's very funny, but it's funny in like... There's some really excellently set up clever jokes that are like clever in the same way like maybe like a 30 Rock joke is
or
clever.
an Arrested Development joke.
Yeah, or an Arrested Development jokes where it's like very layered. But then there's also
lots of like stupid animal jokes.
Yeah, just like puns and the silly humour. But then on the background of this, there's extremely on point discussions of mental illness and trauma and
just like the shitty things that people do.
Yeah, and it's just
It's
like...
a very human show.
Yeah, there's just so much going on in it. In fact, like I spoke about the way it evolved in an article I wrote recently for The Verge, which I'll link in the description below. But if you've watched the most recent episodes of Bojack, then check that article out.
Yeah.
But yeah, a huge fan of Bojack, and it's definitely that feeling of like, I don't know if they're going to stick the landing with the final episodes, which are coming out this year. But, I mean, it almost doesn't matter now because it's been so good up until this point.
I trust the writers. Like, the writing's been on point for 6 long years. And I was reading something about, like, Raphael Bobble-Waxberg, who wrote Bojack Horseman.
Yeah.
He kind of told us like, an anecdote of, like, well, this could get cancelled at any time, so if it's going to get cancelled, just give me a heads up. And they gave him a heads up and saying, hey, you remember what you said? We're probably going to cancel Bojack Horseman. So he went into season 6 knowing it was his last season.
Right.
And to that point, I think they would have had an ending planned out, and it was written in a way where like they could have cut off at any point post-season.
Yeah.
So I'm confident they'll stick to that.
Yeah, like a bit of a
Breaking Bad thing almost.
Yeah, just like we're gonna end this when it's appropriate to end this, rather than just keep going.
Yeah. So yeah, watch BoJack Horseman from I think halfway through season 1. I think is the point where like it actually starts. You kind of see what they're going for.
Yeah, because you can watch it early on and just be like, oh, it's just another one of these many, like, streaming cartoon shows with, like, comedic talent that kind of are okay.
They're just very meh.
Yeah.
A bit like F is for Family, which is, like, fine. To be honest, I kind of just, like, did that binge watch thing of just, like, plodding through, going like, oh, this is kind of funny. And then Stanley Tucci's character comes in and you're like, oh, shit.
Stanley Tucci?
Yeah.
Who's he again?
He's, Herb.
Oh, right, yeah. I was getting confused between him and J.K. Simmons for some reason. He's
look,
also in this show. There's a lot
also,
of really
there's a lot of good. Like,
it becomes completely ridiculous by the most recent season when you see the guest starring bit and it's like 4 huge names and you're like, what? They were in this?
Yeah. Some people are in them as themselves.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney's in one episode.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Yeah.
Oh god, his episode, Daniel Radcliffe's episode is my favourite episode.
Yeah, it's the best ending one. But
God.
Before we get too obsessed with BoJack,
Yeah.
Going back to movies very briefly,
Yeah.
because we've gone on for so long, I'm just going to summarise and say, as some other recommendations, Booksmart was great. Did you ever catch it?
I didn't, but I really wanted to.
You will love Booksmart. It's a great, like, I feel like every now and again you get like a proper good high school comedy.
Like one every 10 years.
Yeah, it's like the like Mean Girls or whatever, like where it's just
Superbad,
like
maybe.
cool, you get added to the canon, and this is one of those. It's really interesting, and this is only for like us as like British people. But if Beale Street Could Talk came out this year, but I think it came out in the US in like 2018, so it's a whole different thing. But that was great because like, I mean, Barry Jenkins adapting a James Baldwin novel is like, it's just like a perfect matchup.
Yeah.
And High Life with Robert Pattinson was excellent.
Was Good Time this year?
No, that was last year.
Shit.
Also, Burning was one of my favourites of the year. Definitely in my top 5.
Until.
Wow, yeah, I'll get onto that in a second. But Burning was really good. It's a very strange movie. It's kind of long. It's kind of a really hard movie to sell because it's long and I can't really explain the plot very well. But it's based off a short story by Murakami, and Stephen Yeun is fucking crazy good in this as like this kind of charming rich guy who's slightly unsettling, but he just plays it like pitch perfect.
Excellent.
And the whole movie is just like beautiful, and that was my favorite movie of the year for a long time before eventually like it was not a top spot. I think by what I think is pretty sure my favorite movie of the year, which was The Farewell.
Is that the one with
Awkwafina?
I've not seen that one actually.
The Farewell is really fucking good. Awkwafina's living in New York, but she finds out her grandma in China, who she's very close with, is dying. But basically the whole family find out that she's dying, but decide not to tell her because they don't want to upset her. But they all want to say goodbye to her. So they get all the family down to visit, but they're all coming up with like lies as to why they're there and trying to deal with their grief for the fact that she's dying whilst also pretending that everything's fine.
But she's not dying.
And it's simultaneously like really beautiful and poignant and everything, but so funny as well. And it's really interesting to see something about grief be that funny. And also about like how like different cultures kind of deal with death in such different ways.
Yeah.
And that's just like, it was such a like wonderful movie, and I really want to see it again. And I think it's going to be pretty hard for me to find a movie in 2019 that I like more than that.
2020, you mean?
No, I mean if I watch any, because there's 2019 movies I haven't got a chance to see yet. That's what I mean.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, there might be something in 2020 that I like more.
I'm hoping. I mean, like
what is coming out this year?
Let's get to like October. I feel like once Halloween goes around, we get to like November, December. That's when the good movies come out.
Also, these aren't really like best of the year, but I thought it's worth bringing up just because of the subject of this show we're meant to be doing being superhero related.
Oh shit, there's a Spider-Man movie this year that came out.
There was a Spider-Man movie, yeah. But let's not talk about it very long because
we had like 2 episodes in that.
Yeah, literally 2 episodes on that. So if you guys want to hear what we thought about Far From Home, go check those out.
Stop listening, just go check that out because we're not talking about this again.
Yeah. All I'll say is that my excitement has died down. The more I think about Far From Home, the less I like it, but I would say I still liked it, and I still love Mysterio in it. The reservations I brought up in that movie have like
intensified,
and the glee of the things they liked about it has kind of worn off slightly.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested in watching it again to figure out if I changed my thoughts that much.
Yeah, probably me too, actually.
Also, there was Shazam. That was this year, right? Or 2019, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see Shazam?
I didn't.
Oh, Shazam was fine. Anyway. When you got a low bar at this point, it was like, I'm sure, like, very, like, good movie for kids.
I'm sure it was like a
it was well-meaning.
It was better than, like, 99% of DC films that have come out so far.
I tell you what, like, there was a point in Shazam where I was like, this is really surprisingly good. Like, I'm really into this. If they just wrap up this, like, closing 10 minutes, then, like, this is actually going to go down as maybe my favourite superhero movie of the year. And then I looked at the time left, and there was 1 hour and 20 minutes left.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, how the hell is there that much left? And it just kept going.
It just wouldn't
die. It kept going, and diminishing returns, and just, it's not like a super long movie, but could have easily been like an 80-minute, 90-minute movie and been great, and it just kind of got away from itself a bit.
Dead horse.
I was surprised though that this year I eventually caught up on Glass, which I believe came out in like January.
Yeah.
I think Unbreakable is okay. I didn't like Split. And
Split's a bit overrated.
And I'm not a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan anyway, so I wasn't really like hyped about this at all. And then I heard like it got like very mixed reception, to say the least. But I ended up coming to it quite late, and was surprised that I actually found it quite interesting.
Yeah.
Not like a best movies of the year thing, but it felt like it was asking some interesting questions about like the superhero genre, and it had like some fun to it. And Bruce Willis was actually kind of good.
Yeah, she gave a shit.
I mean, he gave a little bit of it. It wasn't much, but it was more than Die Hard 7 or whatever.
Or like Red 2.
Yeah. He wasn't literally sleepwalking.
He was awake for most of it.
Yeah.
Which is like a 5-star for Bruce Willis at this point.
And Samuel Jackson fucking goes 100% on this. He really goes for it, and it's kind of great.
Speaking of Samuel L. Jackson, though, how are we going to grade this as I say this, but we could talk a bit about like Captain Marvel.
Oh, that shit, that was this year.
Yeah.
I actually, when I first saw Captain Marvel, I was actually really into it, but it's kind of faded from my memory a bit.
I think
which I think is telling.
Yeah. When I talked about like it on the Ranking the MCU podcast that we did, it was like on the lower level of like enjoyable but forgettable.
I think it rests safely in that middle category.
And I think initially because there's like sadly there's a political aspect of the movie which there really shouldn't be.
Well, you mean as in like political in the discourse, not the movie is political.
Political in the discourse, yes.
Yeah, because we're not saying we don't want politics in our movies. That's not our vibe.
No, politics should be in movies.
Well, you can't get rid of them.
No, politics are like deeply tied to our people as a nation.
They're everywhere.
Literally, everything is politics. You just don't realise it.
There's politics up your butt. There's
Like, just
politics.
all the way
it's like
just
sand,
down in yeah.
It's coarse.
It gets
and
everywhere.
rough, it gets everywhere.
No one likes it. Okay, but yeah, like Captain Marvel was one of those movies where, like, leave it the fuck alone. That's all I have to say.
I think people are. Well, people are still mad at Brie Larson, but
Like, still being a terrible actress, which is. Remember that she won an Oscar, you dicks.
Brie Larson is an incredible actress. I think
Yeah.
she's okay in.
I don't think she's given a very good script.
Yeah, that is kind of. It's very, for me, it's a very typical Marvel movie in that there's like it's mostly pretty good and there's some highs in it and it's just not that.
It's not that memorable.
No, I can't see people getting like so passionate about it.
That's the thing. Like this and also Joker, were the two movies where I was like,
did you see Joker?
I didn't give a shit. I just was like,
I didn't want to see Joker, but I felt like I had to for the sake of being part of the discourse. And then I just had this sort of awakening, and I was like, I don't have to see movies I don't want to see.
you're not getting paid to do any of this.
Yeah, and then I didn't see Joker, and then I didn't see Skywalker because I was just like, you know what, I don't feel like it. I'll catch them later. Yeah, so I don't have much to say about Joker really.
No, like I wish I could say like
It was exhausting to.
just even talk about that movie was exhausting.
I'm just on Twitter. 2020 resolution: spend less time on Twitter. for
Dear
me.
God, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, this was meant to be a positivity and love and best ofs.
And this is the year when all three of those concepts went to die.
Although I have one more movie to bring up.
Yeah.
It's not one of my favorites of the year, but it is another superhero played by Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah,
We saw John Wick 3 together this year.
we did. Yes.
In fact, you saw all the John Wick movies this year.
yeah.
Can't believe it took you so long.
I'm really bad at watching movies, but like John Wick 3 was like my favorite John Wick 2, I think.
Yeah.
But John Wick
same.
3 was like there was some like the set pieces were the best in John Wick 3. I'm still thinking about that. Like,
Dogs.
The dogs.
Yeah, Halle Berry and the dogs.
Halle Berry and the dogs.
I know the
oh, the-
knife fight. The knife fight at the start of John Wick 3 is so
In the
fucking
library.
good. No. The one where he's throwing knives at people. where they're like in the knife museum or something, and he's
Is having like a knife fight with like
and they're constantly
100 knives.
smashing these antiques open and getting knives, and he's just got like 20 in his hand and he's just throwing them. He like throws an axe at one point and it hits someone in the head.
like that first like 40
was-
minutes of John Wick 3.
It was so good.
Insanely
It
good.
was really fun in the crowd as well, in the cinema, but
It's definitely a cinema kind of movie.
my only misgiving with it is that I felt like it went on too long and also made a huge point of not resolving anything and leaving it all for the sequel, which I don't mind a little bit of. John Wick 2 concluded, but also sort of left on a
Opened it,
cliffhanger.
yeah.
This one just basically didn't give you an
It was a
ending.
filler movie in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Like,
you just got to watch John Wick 4 to find out
you could have
what
skipped the
happened.
third movie.
Exactly, which is a bit of a shame, but I did enjoy it a lot.
And like the thing with like John Wick 2 is that like they build on the world building of the first John Wick, and the third one doesn't do that as much or as effectively. But Keanu Reeves, as we know, wonderful man, wonderful actor.
Have you got any bad things you want to bring up other than Skywalker?
Oh shit!
It Chapter 2 sucked.
I didn't even see it. I was like, I'm
You
done.
didn't see the first one,
I
did
saw
you?
the first one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I like the first one actually.
The first one I've like mixed feelings on, and all the things I didn't like about the first one is just up to 11.
Amplified.
It's so over the top and loud, and the weirdest tonal shifts. They flip between comedy and horror whilst landing neither constantly, and it's so weird, and it goes on for so long, which is a shame because the cast was pretty great.
Deserved better.
Bill Hader and Jessica Chastain are amazing casting choices for adult Beverly and Richie as well. Yeah. I'd heard that it wasn't that good, and I came to it a little bit late, but holy shit, I was surprised at how bad it was.
God,
If you didn't have a desire to watch it anyway, like out of curiosity,
I feel like I missed the Stephen King boat a little bit because I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, it's a bullshit movie. Maybe not. Pet Sematary was also this year, wasn't it?
oh yeah, I saw the original Pet Sematary this year, but I didn't see the
2019 one.
2019 one. I like the original one's good.
The whole point of Pet Sematary is you let concepts die, you know?
Yeah.
And they just like, oh, we don't understand the concept of our own movie. Here we go, have
Yeah.
another one.
I don't know if we can blame Stephen King for that though.
I'm just saying, like, leave his properties alone. That's all I'm saying.
Leave every property alone.
Just, like, make your own fucking damn movies. Even something like It Chapter 2 was kind of reminiscent of Stranger Things, and Stranger Things should not gone beyond season 1.
Was that this year as well?
That was also this year.
Did it finish?
It didn't finish. It says it's going to finish, but it's not going to finish. It's one of those.
I never went past season 1 with Stranger Things.
You weren't missing out, honestly. It peaks first season.
Yeah, and like it's variations on the same thing. I wish I did like it, because I like that kind of thing a lot. I like this kind of coming of age things and sort of an adventure, but with like sci-fi horror elements. Like I like that kind of stuff, but it just didn't really work for me the first time around. But talking of things that didn't work, Game of Thrones was this year.
Oh god. Game of fucking Thrones.
We've like never talked about that show on this podcast, and yet
I feel exhausted just saying that.
It's like the feeling we get when we talk about MCU stuff,
or about the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, where it's like, are we really talking about this again?
We're doing this again. I think the signs were there from like season 5 that this was going to happen.
I agree. I think what season this is? 8.
8, yeah.
It goes a bit downhill, but I think season 7 is trash.
Season 7 is hot garbage.
But gloriously enjoyable trash.
Yeah.
I was having a great time, and I came into this season like, look, do whatever you want, just thrill me. Like, I know this is going to be kind of dumb, but I'm here for it. I'm here for the melodrama. And it kind of started off in a way that I was okay with, and then it just ended in a way that I think was so... I'm surprised at how disappointed I felt after having such low expectations for it.
It was barely written.
And for those who like it, I wish I were you.
I want to see what life is like in your world.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of conversations with people about it when they think, oh, the people who didn't like it, just saying it because the things that they wanted to happen didn't happen, or that they didn't like the direction it went. And I don't actually think that. I think the direction it went is interesting, but I just think it was executed so badly.
Horrifically.
And it became so confusing in terms of character motivations, the stupidity of certain characters, and the crazy omniscience of other characters.
I think the problem with the final season of Game of Thrones is they were told how it was going to end beforehand. I'm not saying it would have made something better, but if you gave, like, D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, like...
They should have had their own ending.
Yeah, they should have just gone, like, do whatever you want. Don't think about what we're going to do. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think we get a more satisfying ending. I'm not saying a better one, but, like, at least the characters would have made sense.
Honestly, I just can't be asked to talk about Game of Thrones anymore. I just spent a whole year because everyone wants to talk about it.
What I will say, what you could probably say is, like...
I'd say, like...
Watch the Lindsay Ellis video.
Exactly, yeah. Lindsay Ellis did, like, this 2-part video on it that's extremely entertaining, but also I think it's kind of, like, the full stop on all this. Like,
yeah, Lindsay Ellis has spoken.
There's a million videos out there, like, this is why Game of Thrones became garbage or whatever, and it's like a lot of those videos are kind of okay or terrible, but Lindsay Ellis nailed it, so
yeah,
I'll put that in the description.
Just subscribe to her channel. She, like, everything she does is great. I also want to talk about You.
Oh, I haven't seen You, but I'm curious, I'll say that.
It's trash. But, like, it's enjoyable trash. It understands that it's trash, and you have a great time watching it. And it kind of feeds into this thing, like, we have with our romantic leads, where we're like... So, long story short, like, you is about this guy who, like, fixates on a woman, and things go wrong. But, like, there's a point where, like, you realise how self-aware it is in its own, like, shittiness. And it kind of becomes entertaining on that level. For context, at the end of season 2, there's a very tense, like, scene in a cage, and, like, one character trying to kill another character.
A cave or a cage?
A cage.
Okay.
And one character
like a cage match.
In a way, kind of.
Did the cage lower from the ceiling?
Are you ready to rumble? No. So what happens in, like, a 3-minute period? One character tries to kill another character, who stops him by saying, I'm pregnant. And they talk about that for, like, a couple of minutes, and they're like... And then she says to him, this is going to sound weird, but do you want to go to a wedding? Cut to a wedding. And it's that level of shitty writing, where you're like...
Is that a huge spoiler?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, but if it's not, then that's amazing.
I'm trying to be as vague as...
You know what, I tell you what, is this All My Circuits?
It's an all my circuits. That's an excellent way of putting it.
Because
Yeah.
I was watching the episode of the Futurama where there's loads of all my circuits.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. I might put a clip where then they're just like, everyone's got amnesia. And they're just like, they're like, wait a minute, who here doesn't have amnesia? And everyone's like, oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
It's that level of schlocky, but that's legitimately what happens at the end of season 2.
I now pronounce you man and wife with 6 months to live. But, okay, so why are you saying that it's worth watching? Just because it's just fun?
It's a wild ride. And as well as that, like...
Are they in on the joke?
They're in on the joke.
Okay, interesting.
It is interesting.
Is it saying something about men and women?
A bit. It's also talking a bit about, like... The first season talks about social media and, like, how, like, entwined we are with it. And, like, how that kind of is really weird. As well as that, it's talking about, like, the ways we express love and, like, our relationships, how we deal with other people. And it's interesting on that level. And I'm super sensitive with this kind of thing, so I was kind of like, am I this main character? Am I this creepy? And it turns out, thank God, folks, I'm not. But, like, it makes you kind of think about that kind of thing as well. It's like Dexter that fucks.
Is it better or worse with these issues than the Hydra Man episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series?
It's worse, but like in a more self-aware way.
Okay.
Yeah. The show knows it's dealing with a garbage person, but it's also like doing its best to make you like sympathize with him.
Right, yeah.
You kind of root for him, you're like, oh, he just wants to find love. And there's something like batshit insane, you're like, oh shit, he just did that. And it's that kind of show. He starts off really sweet and caring, and he is genuinely those things, but he's also crazier than, like, a bag of badgers in a washing machine.
That's pretty crazy.
It's pretty fucking crazy.
Pretty crazy.
It's mad.
I've seen a badger in a washing machine, and I've seen a bag of badgers, but
not a bag of badgers in the washing machine.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a crazy thing to even say out loud. Season 1 was last year, 2019. Maybe season 2 as well was, like, one of them was in 2019. I can't remember which one.
If there's not nothing else, like there wasn't anything else in 2019 that you want to talk about, what about the things that were new to you this year? Not just like good stuff, but like stuff that had like a big impact on you.
Well, I watched Gremlins for the first time, which was...
Fucking love Gremlins.
I can't believe it took me this long to watch.
Used to be my favourite Christmas movie. Not quite anymore, but I still love it.
I feel like Jingle All the Way is still my number one, but like...
Yeah. I mean, mine's probably It's a Wonderful Life. But that's like the classy choice,
Yeah,
I guess.
Jimmy Stewart doesn't punch any reindeer in that movie, and therefore...
It's true. Just a huge down point.
Yeah.
They don't... At no point does he...
punch a reindeer in the face.
Yeah, or attack a Santa Claus with a giant candy cane.
Yeah. At no point does Sinbad threaten to blow up the building.
That movie is so insane. I'm actually quite sad that I didn't get to see it this year.
Yeah. I'm going to start like watching it every year. I watched it this year and last year, and then watch it next year. The only thing I'd say is like I watched Jingle All the Way 2 last year, and
I watched like 5 minutes of Jingle All the Way 2, and it was like the worst thing I'd ever seen.
It's not worse than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, you watched that this year?
I tried.
Oh, did you not finish it?
I couldn't finish it.
You have to finish that with me sometime.
Like it's unwatchable.
Yeah, you needed. I guess
you need a stiff drink.
Yeah, you need alcohol for that.
You can't be like, but you need to be like drunk. It's bad.
Well, if we're talking about bad movies, one of my favorite bad movies I saw this year was Theodore Rex.
Oh yeah,
which I saw with you.
Yeah. Oh, and Samurai Cop.
And Samurai Cop. Yeah, if anyone is like a fan of watching bad movies, check out Theodore Rex. Check out Samurai Cop.
Check out Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. That song's gonna be in my head for the next 10 years.
Started to head off right.
I've been trying to find a reason to talk about Howard the Duck all year, and I guess here it is.
Here it is. Here's your platform.
Play us out, Howie. God, that movie's weird.
It's one of the weird bad movies.
It goes in no direction I expected it at all times.
That first half of that movie, you're on the verge of just turning off because it's so weird.
It goes on, everything in it goes on forever.
Yeah. And then something weird happens, you're like, oh shit, I can't turn this off, I have to see where this goes.
Yeah.
And it's just that. Tim Robbins is in this movie.
It's not the worst Marvel movie, I don't think.
No, it's not as bad as Thor Dark World.
It's more interesting than Thor the Dark World.
Bestiality notwithstanding.
It's better than Ant-Man. I'm just fucking with people now.
Ant-Man was...
I enjoy shitting on Ant-Man.
Yeah, like...
Oh yeah, Neil Breen. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We watched some Neil. I didn't. Oh no, I watched one Neil Breen. They all blend together to me now.
I can't like tell one from the other.
Yeah, they're all amazing. They're all about hacking the government and being irresistible to women.
It's like a porno without any sex in it.
Yeah, it's very strange. Was it this year or was it last year we saw one in the cinema?
Twisted Pair.
Yeah, his latest.
It might have been late last year, but time has just become like a big blob of nothing.
Yeah, especially when you're watching a Neil Breen movie.
God, like your time just dilates. You have no idea where you are at any given time.
I also, talking about like superhero movies, or comic book movies anyway, it was only this year that I saw Hellboy 2.
Oh, the Golden Army.
Yeah. I mean, I love Guillermo del Toro, but I only watched Hellboy 1 last year. And I
didn't watch the new Hellboy with...
Oh, shit. Yeah. I'm going to watch it at some point because I've got this dumb thing in my head that I have to watch every superhero movie at some point.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah. I got to watch Steel. I got to watch Supergirl.
I kind of want to watch Steel.
Wait, I'll get my list.
You got Spawn on there because they're coming out with the Spawn remake.
See, I got this letterbox list where, for some reason, I decided to rank all the superhero movies.
Yeah.
Which is really stupid because when you get that many movies, it's impossible to rank them. The list I've got to do, I got to rewatch the Blade trilogy because it's just been so long. I can't really remember. I got to watch Brightburn.
Oh, that was this year as well, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We keep saying this year. It's 2020.
Who knows, man?
I've got to watch Hellboy remake. Got to watch Joker. Got to watch Dark Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Got to watch Swamp Thing. I still haven't seen. Or Swamp Thing, the TV show. Or... I think there's more than one Swamp Thing movie.
Why?
I don't know. Into Swamp Things.
Into the Swampiverse?
And I got Multiverse of Man Things. I've got to watch Steel. Got to watch The Spirit. Got to watch Green Lantern.
You haven't not seen Green Lantern yet?
No.
Oh, my friend.
Got to watch Supergirl. Got to watch Elektra. Got to watch the original Captain America movie from 1990.
Yeah.
Got to watch the original Fantastic Four movie from 94 or something.
Somehow still the best one.
The Roger Corman one.
Yeah.
But then I've also got the Toxic Avenger. Not sure if that should be on that list.
Is The Crow on there?
I've seen The Crow. I haven't seen... I think there's a second Crow movie.
Is there a second Crow movie?
Let me ask for that.
No,
I was slightly disappointed by The Crow, to be honest.
Actually, I remember watching it when I was like really young and really liking it. But
I'm sure I would have loved it when I was a bit younger. But I've also got to check out Spawn. I got to rewatch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Got to watch The Rocketeer. Got to watch...
Wait, my Teenage Mutant... You mean like the new ones or the old ones? Because...
Oh, the old ones. I'm not fucking watching
the new one's actually not bad.
What?
The Michael Bay one is actually not bad.
Is that actually Michael Bay or did he just produce it?
I think it feels like a Michael Bay movie, so if he's not directed it, it feels...
But they look so ugly. I just can't
They look
stand
hideous,
it.
but like... Apart from that, it's not that bad. The final... battles are a little bit shite.
I'm also not into them turning Shredder into a man made entirely of knives.
That's the final battle, yeah. It
seems a bit overkill to me.
But like up until that point, it's not bad. But it's like it's up there with the second Ninja Turtles movie.
There's only so much I can punish myself. Oh,
I mean,
speaking of punishing myself, there's the 1989 Punisher movie with what's his name?
Not Jai Courtney.
It's so far from Jai Courtney. 1989.
I know exactly who you mean. I think of the 2004 one actually.
It's not got Jai Courtney in it still.
I know, but
Thomas Jane, you mean?
I don't know about that. I just confused.
I just want my kids back. You know that guy, Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
He played Frank Castle in 1989.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
You want to see what happens with it?
Oh.
Tell you what, in the 80s, he would have been a good Punisher. Who do you think I'm going to say?
I don't know.
Stallone.
I thought that'd be too obvious. I'm like, you want to say Stallone? No, you meant Stallone.
He'd be great. It's basically Cobra. And the only good one on this list that I've got to watch is Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, it has animated movies as well.
Well, I am, but only for that one. It was a cinema release and everyone's like intense about it being like such a good Batman movie. I think I watched a bunch of Superman movies this year. I think I watched Superman 3 and 4.
Yeah, you watched all the bad ones.
Is there 5?
Isn't that Superman Returns?
Maybe.
Which has like one good scene.
I'm so confused about Superman movies. I know Richard Pryor was in one of them.
Yeah.
They're so confused. It's one of those things I was like, how is there so many Christopher Reeve Superman movies and yet people only really talk about 2 of them?
Because two of them are not worth talking about.
They're so, like, confusingly bad.
Yeah.
There's a bit where Superman rebuilds the Great Wall of China with his eyes. Literally what I just said, not exaggerating.
He's not exaggerating.
He uses his heat ray vision to make the bricks reappear after they're destroyed.
Because that's what heat does. It makes things reappear.
It's a time travel ray from his eyes.
God.
It's
whatever you need it to be at this point.
That was a scene where I'm like, some like 80-year-old producer was like, let's just have him do this, and everyone was like, doesn't make sense. He's like, we're on a budget.
We're on a time limit here.
We played a reel backwards.
Yeah.
God. I like how we've kind of committed to this episode being like too long now and just started like talking shit. Just like, because there was a point when I was like, just keep it under an hour, and then I just like went,
Oh, that shit was long sailed.
Oh yeah, I noticed it. I can see the time on my laptop, and I was like, oof, oof. One thing I would say, in terms of like stuff that was new for me this year, fucking Paddington 2. Finally watched Paddington 2.
Like Paddington shit.
Man, you seen Paddington?
I really want to.
Paddington 1 is legit great. You got some like anti-Brexit movie with a little bear in it.
Sure, that's what everyone wants.
Yeah, and this new one is fucking great, and Hugh Grant is the bad guy.
I can't actually see that.
And he's actually good. And he actually spends the whole movie taking the piss out of himself. You know, it's just super unflattering, but it's great. I don't know, it's just Paddington going to jail. It's so funny.
What?
Paddington goes to jail, but he's like the most lovely, sweet-natured thing, and he's in jail, and it's just so funny. But it's also like such a sweet movie.
There's a scene where they teach him how to use a prison shank.
He kind of...
Would this hurt somebody?
Well, it doesn't get as far as prison shanks because he's got the power of marmalade.
Oh. So it's not like the Shawshank Redemption with a bear.
Well, yeah, but then if the Shawshank Redemption had Paddington in it, things would have gone very differently. Yeah. They would have just let Andy Dufresne out on good behaviour after a few months.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's great. There's action in it.
The set pieces.
And there's set pieces in it. And there's some of the best like set pieces I've seen.
Fight choreography.
It's like a fucking Spielberg movie.
Oh yeah.
It's just like legit fucking great. I'm super into it. That was a big watch.
Paddington.
Yeah. Also, I got to see Lucky. Lucky is really good.
Is that one where Daniel Craig has the accent because he's on New James Bond anymore?
No, that's Logan Lucky. Lucky is the last movie that Harry Dean Stanton made.
Ah.
It's kind of hard to describe, but it's about a guy who's old as fuck. Who's just a hardcore, like, nihilist, atheist, smoking all the time, just wandering around his tiny town and talking to people. And it's just really funny, really poignant, and David Lynch is in it. As a guy with a turtle who loses his turtle. Anyway.
Speaking of David Lynch, actually, this was the first time I ever watched Blue Velvet.
Oh, you watched Blue Velvet this year? What do you think?
I actually really liked it.
That's a good sign. Yeah. I need to get you into more.
I feel like it's like the entry point of like David Lynch.
It's like the least insane one.
Apart from like Dennis Hopper,
yeah, but like everything in that movie makes sense in reality.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. There's no.
It's absurd.
There's no dream
surreal
logic. There's just crazy people inhabiting that universe.
It's absurd rather than surreal.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a. Oh, I guess no. The least crazy movie he did was The Straight Story.
Which that was like deliberately as straight as possible.
Yeah, and the others are pretty insane, but yeah, we can ease you into them slowly.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I love David Lynch so much.
He really does.
I tell you what, I think it would actually. I'm going to say this now. It would be my absolute dream if we could get David Lynch on this podcast and not talk about David Lynch movies or TV or anything. We won't ask him any questions about a potential new series of Twin Peaks. Just talk about Spider-Man the animated series.
Just get him to watch an episode with us.
A random episode. It would be like an episode with like Big Wheel or something, and just be like, "What do you think of this, man?" Wouldn't that be fucking incredible?
I could literally just die after that episode's recorded. I'd be like,
I think I would actually just start weeping during the recording.
We'd have to like make sure you like stop crying so we can start again. It's like a 4-hour long podcast because you kept crying throughout the way. And David Lynch had to hold you. It was just like... Guys, make it happen. I don't know how you're going to do this, but please get David Lynch on the podcast.
Another thing I saw this year that was fucking great and also very weird is Neon Genesis Evangelion. Highly recommend to everyone who's managed to not watch it yet. It's super old now, but it got added to Netflix. It's quite a short show. It's only like 20 episodes or something, but it's influenced a lot of anime and all of this stuff. But I don't know, I haven't watched loads of anime, but this seems to like take things in such a different direction. It's a very like fucked up show, but not in like an edgy way. It's just
depraved. Not
depraved even. It's just like it goes, I guess the hook that got me into the show when it first started is that you got this sort of your setup of there are big monsters attacking humanity and there needs to be giant robots to fight.
Obviously.
Yeah. So it's like a Japanese sort of tradition of like the mech versus kaiju shit. So it's that kind of thing. They're definitely weirder than that, but it's that kind of setup. And then like a lot of the shonen young protagonist sort of things. You got like the teen characters, you know. But the difference in this one is that it's like the main character doesn't want to be in the suit. Yeah. He doesn't want to get in the robot. Which is why there's a meme called "Get in the damn robot, Shinji," because he just never wants to get in, and it's basically like get the fuck in that robot.
People are dying.
Yeah, and him just having like existential crisis, like freaking out about the violence, finding the whole ordeal like overwhelming, and being traumatized by the process and all this stuff.
As a 16-year-old boy would be.
Yeah, not even 16. I think he's like 14.
Fuck.
But yeah, there's a lot going on, and also there's some weird just anime stuff that happens in it, but like,
of course there is.
Yeah, but it is for the most part really good. It really affected me, and then they capped it off because it kind of ran out of budget and ended in, it has one of the most infamously like strange endings to that series that people hated because they resolve the character internal problems and don't resolve any of the plot things at all, and people hated it, and I was into it, you know, because I'm into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, everyone's happy as the world burns, kind of things.
But then they made a movie called End of Evangelion, which caps off, you know, the story. That movie is one of the most emotionally devastating things I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
If not the most emotionally devastating thing.
Jesus Christ.
It's insane and incredibly fucked up and incredible in general. And I wrote about it, and I'll include the link to that in the description as well. But that is crazy.
Fuck.
And that was probably the best thing I watched this year into like TV, for sure.
Nice.
And since this is actually kind of like a superhero / comic podcast, I should mention,
nominally, yeah.
Yeah, I should talk about a couple of comics I read.
He says with like lots of enthusiasm.
No, I just like I've been talking so long. I'm sorry, everyone. No one's listening at this point. Everyone checked out when you said that you didn't like Joker without seeing it.
Oh my god, they're going to go shoot in like a movie studio now.
Anyway, a couple of things that were new to me this year, but like not 2019 things, but just like things I was late to the game on. DC's Kingdom Come. I don't really read much DC, but Kingdom Come is like, you know, a big deal. It's like a future of the DC universe thing, and yeah, it's fucking great. It kind of does that kind of dark future thing, but uses it in a way to actually delve into, you know, what Superman means as a character.
Yeah.
So some interesting things about it, and I really enjoyed it, and the art is incredible. Then there was Doctor Strange and...
The multiples of man things?
No. Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom, Triumph and Torment.
Is it like an ER with like mystical doctors?
No, it's really fucking cool, because do you know much about Doctor Doom in terms of like the supernatural side?
I know he controls lightning sometimes.
That's just the 2004 Tim Story movie. I'm sorry to say. Unfortunately, if you're going with Doctor Doom by like the 3 movies, then you know nothing about Doctor Doom.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah, but Doctor Doom part of his deal is that he's not just about science, he's about magic as well. His whole thing, and I'll breeze by this because it is like, it's really good and it's going to sound stupid when I rush through it, but basically his mother, he's like a Romany heritage.
Yeah.
His mother basically wanted power to be able to take on the ruling classes in Latveria that were fucking up her community.
Yeah.
And leaving them in poverty, and then she basically made a deal with Mephisto.
Good old Mephisto.
Who is the Marvel devil, basically. And he gave her this power, but he basically didn't give her the ability to control it, and she ended up fucking up so many people. She, like, killed children, she killed, like, a bunch of her own people. It was this horrible massacre. And then she let him take the power back because she was like, I didn't want this.
Yeah.
And then she's killed. It's this really horrible start, but years later, he goes through all his bullshit to becoming Doctor Doom, becoming the leader of Latveria. But the whole thing with Doctor Doom is that in the back of his mind, he's always like, I'm going to go down
to hell and get my mum back.
Yeah, because my mother's soul is damned for all eternity.
It reminds me of like Futurama.
Well, the robot hell song.
Yeah. Gods are evil. You won't miss them. We'll find something else to make up that smell. And the Beastie Boys are in it.
Yeah. He was saying, like, we'll punish you for every crime. We have all these torments, most of which rhyme. Oh, love the Futurama songs. Anyway, basically, he ends up meeting Doctor Strange. There's this magical competition happens, and Doctor Doom ends up bullshitting his way into winning it. The thing that you win from this is you get a boon from the person who came second, which is Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is beholden. He's got to do one thing for Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And Doctor Doom's like, you're going to come to hell and help me get my mother's soul back. And then the series is just him and Doctor Strange going into hell and trying to get the soul of his mother back. The art in it is fucking out of this world.
I'd imagine it's so good.
It's so good, but also in between the story, they're weaving in stuff from Doctor Doom's history and stuff from Doctor Strange's history. And you kind of get a really good understanding of who they both are. And I think it's a really good, almost introductory to like finding out what Doctor Doom is like, because there's so much interesting character stuff in play. Because, you know, Doctor Strange is like, wait, why did you not just, I am a heroic, magical person. Why didn't you just ask me to find your mother like years ago, rather than having to like have this like magical reason to do it? And then I can't remember the line, but like Doom is basically like, I will never ask anything of anyone. He's that level of like,
just an arrogant prick.
Like I don't need anything from anyone, and I will never be beholden to anyone. And it's like his mother's soul is like the one thing he needs, and the one thing hanging over him that he can never like free himself from. It's just so good, and it's quite short. Like it's only like a 4-issue graphic novel or something, but fucking recommend the shit out of that. It's so good. Also, Man Thing. Gotta bring in a Man Thing. I read like one of those like complete Man Thing graphic novels, which just had a fuckload of the original series by Steve Gerber and a couple of like the team ups and stuff like that. Original Man Thing comics are great. I love Man Thing. Anyway. Love that Man Thing.
Love that Man Thing.
Also, caught up on Dan Slott's run of Silver Surfer.
How's that?
Fucking insanely good. Reading it, I was like, this is what I want Doctor Who to be, in terms of just like the limitless possibilities of the universe. And he's got a companion with him who's a human companion, and she's kind of bringing him back down to earth and showing him a way to enjoy the universe again. It's so imaginative, so funny, the art is so good, and it's also like absolutely beautiful. And there's like 2 runs they did, but it's basically like 30 issues start to finish actually has an ending, unlike a lot of comics. Like they come to a definitive ending, and
this is done.
I'm sure there's new Silver Surfer comics out after, but as a story, so highly recommend that. And the last one, I also caught up on Miss Marvel. They did relaunch the series. Now there's a new series that I think is like 4 issues in or something.
Yeah,
as in Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel.
Okay.
And there's not one bad issue of that comic.
Really?
It's fucking great, and also has cemented in my head that Kamala Khan is the new Peter Parker, as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
In terms of like that relatable, compelling teenage character, there's just like Kamala Khan's the best. And I love Miles Morales.
Yeah.
But Yeah, Miss Marvel is just incredible. There's so many Spider-Man comics and he's always going to be around, and they have to find ways to reinvent him. And there's been a lot of good Spider-Man comics like last decade or so.
Well, they kind of reinvented him in a little different way. It's like,
yeah, but like you don't need to reinvent them. You just move on to something new, like Miss Marvel, which is just so fucking good and recommend to anyone. It's amazing.
Awesome.
And those are my big like comic recommends. None of them are really like 2019 things, but they're just like new to me this year.
Yeah. Also, from like a comics perspective, this was the year I actually read Watchmen for the first time.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in time.
Just in time, literally. Like, I didn't even know the show was coming out until like a bit later.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's convenient. And as well as that, this was also the year that I read Marvels.
Oh yeah, I love Marvels. It's great.
Yeah. It's actually
Alex Ross.
Art. The art is insanely good, but I really like the story as well. I didn't expect to be like as affected as I was by the story.
It's very good at like, it's a different perspective, but it kind of runs through all like the most major iconic events of the Marvel universe.
Is it more like the Silver Age really it focuses on?
I think it goes up
to the Silver Age.
It kind of goes through all of them, because basically it starts off like it does like Namor and Captain America and Human Torch. That's all Bronze Age.
Yeah.
That's early, and then it goes. The end of the Silver Age is the death of Gwen Stacy.
That's kind of where the book ends as well.
Yeah, but do they go beyond that at all? Because
not really.
Okay, because that's basically the Golden Ages after that point. It's all like the big sort of historical parts of the Marvel universe seen from a different perspective and giving them like a socio-political reality. And it's just beautiful art.
Oh, the art's incredible, breathtaking.
In the same way of Triumph and Torment, it's really good for fans, but also if you don't really know anything about these characters, you jump in because it does kind of walk you through
most of what they do.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it's like accessible for that kind of stuff?
Like, I think like you want like some like the only thing I'll say is like Peter Parker is given like one panel. Yeah. And then it's pretty much like, look what a piece of shit this guy is.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you know Spider-Man, you know like it's completely on point for the character. But I think that's the only one where you're like, I wish there was more Spider-Man in this comic. But
also, Alex Ross draws Spider-Man's costume so well.
It looks like something like a teenager would put together, but in a
it looks
really
like
good
a
way.
real like fabric. It's just the way Alex Ross draws is kind of almost unnatural. Like
it's almost photographic in a way.
Yeah, but like not in a. Sometimes that can go too far.
It's not like Uncanny Valley, but it's just like it's very artistic rather than like comic book. It's like it doesn't belong in a comic book in a way. It's almost like real life to the point you can tell that's what he was going for. But yeah, Marvel's good. Read it.
I think I've run out of things to talk about, and sugar, and my soul has left me.
He's run out of his soul. This is as good a time any to like call it a day. Thank you for coming on us on this journey through 2019 mostly.
This will be the last one we do as well, since we're all going to die in 2020.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
So if this is coming out for the aliens in 2121, where nuclear war devastated the planet Earth, hi. So yeah, that's been...
I don't know, like, new alien visitors on this, decimated planet. You should really check out Parasite. It's really good.
It's really good. No, not you. You're not a parasite. Like, that's the name of the movie. Like,
if you watch Parasite, you understand what happened.
Yeah. Go through our archives, That was our Best of 2019 podcast. Thank you for persisting, let's say. And yeah, like, if you want more Spider-Man the Animated Series, sorry. But just check out one of our episodes. Subscribe to us. See where to find us on social media. Let's not go through it again. We've been through this dance. Otherwise, have a great new year. Have a great February.
Have a good 2020.
Go make the best of your days, people. Go outside, see your family, tell them you love them.